Hello, my friends. Shh. I want to say it. Okay, Marcel, go ahead. Hello, my friends. How are you? And welcome to your virtual art class. I hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to finish our Square One art projects. We're going to talk about Paul Klee. You mean clay like a thing? I'm like, no, clay like the person. Paul Klee, the artist. Oh, okay. We are going to look at his cats. We're going to work on our cats, and we're going to have a lot of fun with cats. Sounds good, Marcel. Good job. Thanks. Before we get started, let's do our mantra so we can get focused and ready to do our artwork. Sounds good to me. Okay, here we go. I am an artist. I create with my hands. I create with my head. I create with my heart. I can create anything. All right, here we go, friends. Let's get started by looking at some of Paul Klee's cats. So last time, we noticed lots of great things about his work. We noticed how shapes are used in order to make his cats. Things like triangles and things like almost like ovals or leaf shapes. Some things are organic, some things are more geometric. We also noticed that Paul Klee's cat was thinking about something. And I challenged you to figure out something your cat was thinking about. Could be a bird, it could be something different. Mine, remember, was thinking about ice cream. So here we go. Let's get back to our cats. So, I had asked you to create a drawing. We drew with each other a picture of your cat. And I have it sitting now right in front of me. The next step that I need to do is trace around my lines with my crayons. Now, I want to try to use darker colors to do that. If we use super light colors, it could work, but I'm going to try to use some darker colors, especially for the outline of the cat. If you are wanting to use some light colors, please use those for maybe some of the smaller detail. But with the outside of the cat, I really would love it if you could use some darker colors. Now, I'm going to use two different colors in order to make my cat's head. And you can see, you might not be able to see actually, but I'm pressing pretty hard with my crayon. And what we're going to be doing, our crayon is going to be acting as a resist with the watercolor when we start painting. And resist means when something else pushes it away, right? So our wax crayon is going to push away the watercolor because they don't mix together. It's like when oil gets dropped on some water. The water and the oil don't really mix together. So friends, we're actually not only being artists today, but we're also working as scientists. Kind of cool, huh? Now I'm going to use my white crayon because I want to show you kind of the magic that happens when you use white crayon with watercolor. And you can see I'm really pressing hard, and I'm kind of coloring back and forth a little bit in a straight line to make my whiskers, all right? Just like that. See, you can't even really see me putting the color on, but I know that it's there. And I want to make sure that it's on there nice and thick, all right, so that the crayon will really work as a resist. So something I just want to show you, I'm going to put this yellow on, and if I barely touch the paper, it goes on really light, which is, you know, it looks good and all, but you want to make sure you put down a nice thick coating of of this crayon so that it acts, like I said, as a recess. Now, you can color in the eyes if you want to. It's all up to you how you want to do that. You can wait to do that. I broke my crayon again. You can wait to do that with the watercolor. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to just color it in a little bit just to give it a different kind of look. And you can see I'm making two different colors of eyes, which is perfectly fine. It is your choice of what you would like to do. Now I'm going to give my cat some kind of green eyes here. I'm not going to color them all in, but I'm just going to add a little bit of information there to make it a little bit interesting. And remember, this is our heart nose, and you can make your heart any color you want to make it. I just want to make sure I'm going to use a dark color to really make it stand out. All right, and maybe I'll just color it in lightly, just like that. All right, so that'll give it some kind of texture. My little kitty cat is going to have an orange neck right here, and I'm going to make a green mouth, and here's his tongue. Make that green, but the inside of it, I'm going to make, there's my pink. I'm going to make it pink, just a little bit, just like that. All right, so I'm getting there, all right? I need to trace around my border, so I'm going to do that real quick. And you know what? If you don't get all of the pencil marks right away, do you think that's okay? Oh, of course it is, because you can go around and you can do it again, all right? So there's my border, and if I wanted to make it really nice and dark, I could go around again. All right, now I'm going to continue here. I have my pink ice cream. I'm going to call it pink mint chip. How does that sound? And I'm going to have it green chocolate chips, like Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham. I'm going to add a little bit of color here. It's not super dark, but just to add some texture. And now I'm going to make my ice cream cone. I'm going to take this brown because it's a waffle cone. I'm going to make these details, just like that. Details, these small different ideas, are the things that really helps make us kind of an interesting artwork. Now I can go around, look at this is the world's smallest crayon. Can you see that? I broke it. Anyway, I can still use it. And I'm just going to go around, I'm going to add some kind of pattern, something that repeats itself over and over again, all the way around my border. Do you have to do this? No, but I'm trying to add some good details here to make things a little bit more interesting. So what I've done, friends, is I have traced around my cat. I've colored a few things in, and now I am ready to start the watercolor. Now, to do the watercolor, you need water. Hello. If you don't have a paintbrush, it is a-okay. I also really love to use cotton swabs. And I am noticing I forgot one important thing. My cherry on top. So I'm going to just do that. My cotton swabs right here. All right, I have more than one. I have a few. And you need some Crayola washable markers that look like this. If you are using some Sharpie markers, they will not work in order to create watercolor. But these washable Crayola markers will definitely work to make watercolor. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to color in here. I'm not going to color the whole thing because I don't need to do that. I'm just going to color around, just here and there. You can kind of see I'm almost tracing my lines again. They just kind of look like this. All right. So there's the yellow. And now this is what it's going to look like. Are you ready for this? Are you truly ready for this? So I'm going to take my cotton swab. I also have some paper towel here, and I'll show you what I use that for in a minute. I'm going to take, and I dipped it into the water, okay? It's got a considerable amount of water on it. I just tap it lightly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting. Painting with my cotton swab. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at what's happening. We are creating a watercolor. And we didn't even have to use watercolor paints. Just your friend through the Crayola marker and the cotton swab. So I need a little bit more water here. And I'm just painting, using the side of my cotton swab. Just like that. And what you can do once you let this paper dry a little bit, and I'm going to show you that, what you can do, oh my gosh, did you see that? I don't know that you saw that. I'll show you better on the other side, but I'm just going to kind of finish that side up quick, and then I'm going to let it dry so that I can add some more color to it. So I'm just going to let that dry. So I want to show you over here quick what I was talking about. I'm going to use this orange color, and I'm going to color a little bit more. What I don't want to do, friends, is scribble scrabble, all right? I'm using the side of my marker. I'm making some nice thick strokes. Like I said, I don't have to color the whole thing in, but you can see when I use the side of my marker, then I get a very nice thick layer of color. So I'm going to take my cotton swab. Now I can really show you what happens. Remember, I colored these whiskers in white. And so when I start adding the paint, are you noticing that? Are you noticing what's happening? So the wax crayon is acting as a resist. It is pushing away the watercolor. Look, when I try to paint over it, why aren't you gonna be orange? It's because the wax crayon is there. Isn't that so cool? When I was littler, I would write messages to my friends, and they would then use Crayola markers or watercolor and go over the top, and they could then see the message that I wrote to them. Isn't that kind of cool? It's kind of a cool way to communicate. Anyway, so I am going to continue filling in my kitty. Now, I would like to add some more color over here, but this isn't quite dry yet, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's mix some colors. So I'm going to take this yellow that I used on the cat side over here, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of yellow. And then I'm going to put a little bit of blue right here. Now, what on earth do you think is going to happen when I start to paint? Make your prediction. Whisper it to someone that might be sitting next to you. All right, let's see. So I've got my, oh my gosh, do you see that? I am making a brand new color. It's a whole new world. I have a whole new world of colors. You are not just limited with the few colors that you have in your Crayola marker box. You have a whole bunch. So I'm just going to keep going, and the whole cat is going to be filled up. I'm not going to leave one single little bit of white space. I'm going to make sure it's all filled. When I come over here, remember I told you I needed to add a little bit more color. when it's dry, that's the best time for me to do that. So I'm just going to add a little bit more because I want that yellow to really show up. And then I'll just paint it again. But it's really key, friends, for you to let it dry first. Otherwise, you could rip the paper by coloring it with a marker. Or you can kind of damage your marker a little bit. So I'm just going to paint this in and then continue with the rest. Now, I'm not going to paint the whole rest of this thing sitting here in front of you because that might be a little bit not so fun to watch, and I want you to get started, but you can see now what it's going to look like. I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a little kind of scribbly scrabbly up here. And now when I go with my cotton swab, you can see what happens. Remember, I colored that pink and I used this color, and now that goes into all the spaces that I didn't have crayon. And if I need to dab an area because I have too much water, I just take my paper towel and I just dab it, dab it, dab it. All right? Please don't scrub because you could rip the paper. So friends, I'm going to continue working on this. I'm going to keep working on filling in the whole paper. I am going to go around and I am going to color in my border. All right? Maybe I'll just use one color, or maybe I'll do a different color on each side. It's all up to you what you want that to look like, because you know what? This is your artwork. The one challenge I have for you is making sure that you do not leave a lot of white space. That is super, super important. All right, I'm going to continue to have fun here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let's end with our mindfulness activity. Today, I want you to kind of just sit where you are, relax yourself, close your eyes, and imagine you're a cloud in the sky. What kind of cloud are you? Are you a white fluffy cloud? Or are you a dark gray storm cloud? If you are, imagine your angry raindrops just falling away. Maybe you're a silly cloud making shapes of jelly beans or polar bears. Or maybe you're a sparkly cloud full of snowflakes. You can be any kind of cloud you want. Take a long deep breath in and let it all the way out. Friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.